Today, Governor Moore also signed an executive order designed to lower energy costs and come up with affordable solutions as Marylanders struggle to pay their bills. Fox 45's Jessica Babb shows us how local leaders are calling for change. Jessica.
So Governor Wes Moore says this executive order will help them hold utility companies accountable. It will also help make sure the right people are at the table when they're coming up with more long-term energy solutions for the state. Now, on a local level, Baltimore City Councilman Mark Conway is also working hard to lower rates for residents. Early Friday morning.
Good morning, everybody.
With the stroke of a pen, Governor Wes Moore is making a promise.
We will confront the unaffordable and untenable system that's causing energy bills to skyrocket.
With costs that are only going up, Governor Wes Moore just signed an executive order creating an energy subcommittee and new advisory council, calling for more accountability and modernizing the grid with smarter tech.
Utility companies will be asked to look into new technologies instead of building unnecessarily costly projects that benefit them.
And while it's not clear yet how effective this executive order will actually be,
this is not going to potentially impact a monthly bill next month, because the monthly bill is not rising because anything that we have done. Right? But what it is going to do, it is actually putting our systems in place to put the right kind of pressures on the people who actually are responsible.
While many Republicans have argued the state's focus on clean energy has led to some supply issues, Governor Moore continued to tout it, while also pointing the finger at PJM, the regional grid operator.
That if PJM continues to fail to meet the demands for energy supply, prices will continue to rise.
Just a few weeks ago, a representative from PJM said,
"We also saw an increase in generation units that were retiring due to federal and state policy. The units that were coming on to replace those retirements, we saw two challenges. One, they were not coming on fast enough.
And while energy will be a top priority for lawmakers this upcoming legislative session, on a local level,
folks really just can't continue on this path. The sad reality is we know it's going to continue to go higher.
Baltimore City Council leaders like Mark Conway are also calling for big change.
We put together a proposal to create a Baltimore Public Power Authority.
Starting with a focus on microgrids, allowing you to generate and store energy to use later, like during peak hours. Conway says it's a way to keep energy rates lower for residents.
This would be a quasi-government, city-controlled entity that could buy, generate, and store power on behalf of Baltimore residents. It would be a public option that would allow folks to choose to be a part of the system, and it would provide some much needed competition to a monopoly in BGE.
But he says the ability to do this would require change at the state level. So it's a proposal he's bringing to Annapolis, with several bills that will be up for debate. You know, this is a big push. How realistic is this to actually happen?
I think it's necessary. Necessity is the mother of invention, they say.
But a lot of things have to happen, even if it is necessary. So how do you plan to make that a reality?
So I'd say a big part of this is not new. Actually, Montgomery County has already stood up a CCA, a community choice aggregation program, in which they can negotiate prices on behalf of residents in Montgomery County. So we'd be taking that same infrastructure that already exists in Montgomery County and applying that here in Baltimore City. So it is definitely possible.
Now, in regard to the executive order signed by the governor today, PJM responded, disagreeing with the governor's characterization, saying some of the challenges that they've been seeing in getting projects on the grid actually relate to state permitting laws. And they also pointed out again that Maryland imports about 40% of its energy from other states. Now, as far as the power authority in the proposal is concerned, we'll be sure to follow those bills through the next legislative session and let you know how things develop. Live in Baltimore, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
Jessica, thank you. Republican State Senator Steve Hershey and Justin Reedy took issue with Governor Moore, blaming PJM. They say the grid operator is required to work within, quote, short-sighted mandates imposed by the state. The statement goes on to say Governor Moore is misguided and blaming PJM, while Democrats pushed for the closure of fossil fuel plants.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.